The obverse front side of the 2005 California quarter retains the traditional design used for all quarters in the 50-state quarters program. It features: the central image is a bust of George Washington, the first president of the United States. This iconic portrayal, designed by John Flanagan, has been a staple on the quarter since 1932, commemorating Washington's 200th birthday. Inscriptions: United States of America. This inscription arcs along the top edge of the coin, emphasizing the national identity of the currency. Liberty, positioned to the left of Washington's portrait, underscoring one of the core values upon which the nation was founded. In God We Trust. Found to the right of Washington's portrait, this national motto reflects the country's historical reliance on divine guidance. Below Washington's portrait, the mint mark indicates where the coin was produced. Coins minted in Philadelphia bear a P, and those from Denver have a D. The year 2005 is inscribed at the bottom, representing the year the coin was minted, and $quarter in the bottom of the edge. The reverse side of the California quarter is where the unique state-specific design elements are featured. The 2005 California quarter, designed by sculptor-engraver Don Everhart, vividly captures the essence of the state through the following elements. John Muir. Dominating the left side of the reverse is the figure of John Muir, the famed naturalist and conservationist. He is depicted standing with a walking stick, gazing up at the natural beauty of Yosemite Valley. Muir's presence symbolizes his crucial role in the establishment of the national parks and his deep connection to California's wilderness. Yosemite Valley. The central background of the coin showcases the iconic Half Dome, a renowned granite formation within Yosemite National Park. This depiction emphasizes the grandeur of California's natural landscapes and the state's dedication to preserving such treasures. California condor. Above the scene, a California condor is depicted soaring, representing the state's successful conservation efforts. The condor's wingspan and its flight symbolize freedom and the rejuvenation of endangered species through concerted environmental efforts. California, positioned at the top of the coin, identifying the state being commemorated. 1850. Directly below California. This date marks the year California was admitted to the Union as the 31st state. John Muir. Along the bottom edge, this inscription pays homage to the naturalist featured on the coin. E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one. This motto reflects the unity of the states within the nation and is placed just below Muir's feet, and the year 2005. The California quarter was highly anticipated due to the state's significant historical and cultural impact. The U.S. Mint produced over 500 million California quarters to meet demand. Collectors are always on the lookout for minting errors, which can make coins more valuable. Some California quarters have been found with various minting errors, such as off-center strikes and doubled dies, making them particularly prized among numismatists. The 50-state quarters program, including the California quarter, has been used as an educational tool. It encourages people, especially students, to learn more about U.S. history, geography, and the significance of each state. The choice to feature John Muir, Yosemite Valley, and the California condor on the quarter highlights California's identity as a leader in environmentalism and conservation. It also underscores the state's rich natural heritage, which continues to draw millions of visitors each year. The 2005 California 1850 $quarter coin is more than just a piece of currency. It is a miniature canvas, capturing a crucial part of American history and the essence of California's natural splendor. Through its thoughtful design, the coin pays homage to the state's pioneering spirit, its breathtaking landscapes, and its role in the nation's conservation movement. Whether viewed as a historical artifact, a piece of art, or a collectible, the California quarter holds a special place in the hearts of many Americans and coin enthusiasts around the world. According to our reliable source, a state quarter from 2005 in circulated condition is worth around 50 cents. However, on the open market, 2005 D quarters in pristine, uncirculated condition sell around $230.
In 1858, Minnesota quarter dollar is a fascinating piece of American history and numismatic heritage. While Minnesota's statehood in 1858 does not coincide with the minting of an actual quarter dollar from that year, coins commemorating Minnesota often pay homage to this significant milestone. This essay delves into the history of Minnesota's statehood, the symbolic elements of coins related to Minnesota, and why such coins are intriguing to collectors and historians alike. Minnesota became the 32nd state of the United States on May 11, 1858. Prior to statehood, the region was part of the Minnesota Territory, established in 1849. The state's admission to the Union symbolized the expansion of America into the upper Midwest and the blending of diverse cultures, including Native American tribes such as the Dakota and Ojibwe, and European settlers, particularly those from Scandinavia and Germany. The year 1858 marked Minnesota's transformation into a politically organized and economically promising state, making it a key moment in American history. Although the United States Mint did not produce a specific quarter dollar in 1858 to commemorate Minnesota, the state's heritage was later honored in the 2005 State Quarters program. This initiative, launched in 1999, celebrated each state with a unique quarter design. Minnesota's quarter, released in 2005, features a detailed depiction of the state's natural beauty and iconic symbols. The design includes a lake with a fisherman in a boat, a representation of the state's nickname, Land of 10,000 Lakes. The image also showcases a loon, the state bird, and outlines a map of Minnesota with its major forests and waterways. The inscription 1858 on the coin commemorates the year Minnesota achieved statehood, linking it to the broader narrative of American expansion and settlement. The quarter's reverse design was created by Charles Vickers and remains a favorite among collectors for its intricate details and symbolism. The loon featured on the 2005 Minnesota quarter is not only the state bird, but also an enduring emblem of the state's pristine wilderness and natural heritage. Loons are known for their haunting calls, a sound synonymous with Minnesota's lakes. While no specific coin was minted in 1858 to honor Minnesota, coins from that year, such as the Seated Liberty series, were in circulation during the state's early years. These coins offer a glimpse into the monetary system and economic conditions of the time. The state's admission to the Union coincided with a period of economic growth. Minnesota's abundant natural resources, including timber and iron ore, laid the foundation for its future industrial and agricultural prosperity. coins commemorating Minnesota often reflect this rich legacy. The 2005 Minnesota quarter is particularly popular among collectors of the State Quarters series due to its visually appealing design and its representation of Minnesota's unique character. Uncirculated and proof versions of the coin are especially sought after. Coins serve as tangible artifacts of history, encapsulating the stories, values, and milestones of a nation. The 1858 Minnesota quarter dollar, or rather, coins commemorating Minnesota, reflects the state's journey from a frontier territory to a vibrant part of the Union. Whether through the seated Liberty coins of the 1850s or the State Quarters program, Minnesota's legacy endures in the annals of numismatics. For collectors and enthusiasts, coins linked to Minnesota offer more than monetary value. They provide a connection to the past and a celebration of the state's cultural and natural treasures. The year 1858, prominently displayed on these coins, continues to remind us of Minnesota's important role in the tapestry of American history. According to the NGC Price Guide, a seated Liberty quarter from 1858 in circulated condition is worth between $25 and $400. However, on the open market, 1858 quarters in pristine, uncirculated condition sell for as much as $12,500. In 1859 was a pivotal moment in Oregon's history, marking its transition from a territory to the 33rd state of the United States. With its admission to the Union on February 14, 1859, Oregon symbolized the expansion of America's boundaries and the evolution of the Pacific Northwest into a settled and politically recognized region. However, this year was also steeped in contradictions, as progress in statehood came alongside challenges related to social, political, and cultural tensions. Oregon's journey to statehood can be traced back to the influx of settlers during the mid-19th century, thanks to the Oregon Trail. By 1859, the hard work of these pioneers had borne fruit as the state became a part of the Union. The Donation Land Claim Act of 1850 played a significant role in attracting settlers, promising land to those willing to cultivate it. This act not only shaped Oregon's demographics, but also laid the foundation for its agricultural economy. The Oregon Constitution, adopted in 1857 and enacted upon statehood, was notable for its progressive stance on some issues, such as the prohibition of slavery. This positioned Oregon as a free state during the pre-Civil War era, when tensions between free and slave states were nearing their breaking point. However, this document also reflected the prejudices of the time, as it banned Black people from settling in Oregon, a controversial clause that underscored the complexities of the state's identity. By 1859, Oregon's economy was still largely based on agriculture, fishing, and timber. The fertile Willamette Valley, with its rich soils, became the breadbasket of the region, supporting both local communities and trade networks. Logging was also a major industry, thanks to the vast forests of the Pacific Northwest. These natural resources were critical to the state's growth and drew settlers who hoped to make their fortunes. Politically, Oregon's statehood came during a time of national turmoil. The United States was grappling with debates over slavery and the division between North and South. While Oregon's admission as a free state aligned it with the Union's anti-slavery stance, its exclusionary laws regarding African Americans illustrated the prejudices that persisted even in states that opposed slavery. This duality mirrored the broader contradictions of America during the 19th century. The transition to statehood also came at a significant cost to indigenous peoples. By 1859, many Native American tribes, including the Chinook, Kalapuya, and others, had already been forcibly displaced from their ancestral lands through treaties and military campaigns. The creation of reservations, such as the Grand Ronde Reservation, established in 1856, sought to confine tribes to small parcels of land, often far from their traditional territories. Conflict between settlers and indigenous communities was common. Settlers viewed native lands as opportunities for farming and resource extraction, while Native Americans struggled to preserve their way of life. The resulting clashes, including skirmishes and massacres, highlighted the darker side of Oregon's statehood story. Despite the social and political challenges of 1859, Oregon's natural beauty remained a defining feature of the state. Majestic mountains, dense forests, and picturesque rivers like the Columbia and Willamette captivated settlers and inspired writers and artists. These landscapes became central to Oregon's identity, fostering a sense of pride and belonging among its residents. Oregon became a state on February 14, 1859, earning it the nickname the Valentine State. Before adopting its official state flag, Oregon briefly used a Lone Star flag while it was still a territory. Upon admission, Oregon was one of the largest states in the Union by area, encompassing what are now parts of Idaho, Wyoming, and Montana. The modern borders of Oregon were finalized after statehood. The discovery of gold in southern Oregon in the 1850s brought a wave of miners and contributed to the region's economic development. Oregon's statehood in 1859 represents a fascinating chapter in American history, marked by both achievements and contradictions. The year symbolized the fulfillment of manifest destiny, as settlers reached the westernmost edge of the continental United States. However, it also highlighted the deep social divides and cultural losses associated with westward expansion. Today, Oregon remembers 1859 as a year that defined its place in the nation's story. While the state has evolved dramatically since then, the events of that pivotal year continue to influence its identity, serving as a reminder of both the promise and the perils of progress. According to the NGC Price Guide, a seated Liberty quarter from 1859 in circulated condition is worth between $30 and $485. However, on the open market, 1859 quarters in pristine, uncirculated condition sell for as much as $20,000. The 1861 Kansas quarter-dollar coin is a fascinating relic steeped in history, tying together the emergence of Kansas as a state, the turbulent era of the American Civil War, and numismatic intrigue. However, before delving into its specifics, it's essential to note that there is no widely recognized 1861 Kansas-specific quarter dollar issued by the U.S. Mint. Instead, any such coin would likely be an imaginative piece, a private minting, or a misinterpreted historical artifact. Yet, we can contextualize this idea by examining Kansas's history, coinage trends of the 1860s, and how numismatics intersects with history. Kansas became the 34th state to join the Union on January 29, 1861. A milestone amidst one of the most tumultuous periods in U.S. history. This was just months before the outbreak of the Civil War in April of the same year. Kansas had already earned a reputation as a battleground due to the violent conflicts of Bleeding Kansas, 1854 to 1859, where pro-slavery and anti-slavery factions clashed. The state's admission as a free state symbolized a triumph for abolitionists and intensified tensions between North and South. The United States Mint, under the influence of Mint Director James Ross Snowden, was producing quarter dollars in 1861, featuring the iconic seated Liberty design. This design, created by Christian Gobrecht in the 1830s, depicted Liberty seated on a rock, holding a shield and a staff, symbolizing vigilance and freedom. Coins minted in 1861 primarily bore no special commemorations for Kansas or any other state. During this era, the Civil War heavily impacted minting operations, with precious metal shortages leading to decreased production. Most coins of this period were minted in Philadelphia or New Orleans. If a Kansas-themed coin from 1861 exists, it would likely be a privately minted commemorative piece or a modern collector's fantasy. In the 19th century, Private entities often issued tokens and commemorative coins, especially during the Civil War. These pieces, known as Civil War tokens, filled the void left by the scarcity of official coinage. It's plausible that a Kansas-themed token from 1861 exists, celebrating its statehood or serving as political propaganda. Such tokens were typically made of copper or other base metals, not silver, and often bore patriotic or political slogans. The central element of the reverse would prominently display a buffalo, American bison, a majestic and powerful animal that symbolizes the Great Plains and the untamed natural beauty of Kansas. The bison could be depicted in profile, standing proudly on a patch of prairie grass to emphasize Kansas's expansive landscapes. Its stance might convey strength and resilience, qualities that align with Kansas's history of perseverance, especially during its fight to become a free state. The buffalo would be centered, with its head slightly turned, as if gazing into the horizon. Fine details like the texture of its fur and the curves of its horns would reflect the artistry of 19th-century coin engravings. Encircling the bison or appearing along the coin's edge would be sunflowers, Kansas's state flower. These sunflowers could be depicted in full bloom, symbolizing growth, prosperity, and the state's rich agricultural traditions. A wreath of sunflowers might frame the bison, adding symmetry to the design. The sunflowers would also represent hope and the state's sunny disposition, contrasting the hardships of the Civil War era. The coin would include standard inscriptions along with Kansas-specific elements, United States of America, positioned along the upper rim, E pluribus unum, placed above the bison, reinforcing national unity during the Civil War. Kansas, boldly displayed beneath the buffalo to signify the state's central role in the design. Quarter dollar, positioned at the bottom rim, denoting the denomination. The background could include subtle prairie grass, rolling hills, or even a glimpse of a setting sun to create depth and further emphasize Kansas's landscape. These details would give the design a dynamic yet balanced composition, characteristic of 19th-century coin engravings. The overall style would match the intricate engraving techniques of the time, such as fine lines and shading to create texture and depth. The bison's musculature, the sunflower petals, and the prairie details would all be carefully etched to ensure the coin's beauty and realism. While no official Kansas quarter dollar existed in 1861, this design would have beautifully captured the essence of the state as it joined the Union. The buffalo and sunflower remain iconic symbols of Kansas, as later evidenced by the design of the 2005 Kansas State Quarter, which features both elements in a simplified modern style. This hypothetical 1861 design would have been a stunning and historically meaningful addition to 19th-century U.S. coinage, celebrating Kansas's admission as the 34th state and its contributions to the nations. According to the NGC Price Guide, a seated Liberty quarter from 1861 in circulated condition is worth between $25 and $455. However, on the open market, 1861 quarters in pristine, uncirculated condition sell for as much as $42,500.
The 2005 West Virginia 1863 quarter-dollar coin is part of the United States Mint's 50 State Quarters program, a series that ran from 1999 to 2008, celebrating each state's unique heritage and history. This program was highly successful, engaging millions of Americans in the hobby of coin collecting and providing an educational glimpse into the rich tapestry of the United States. The West Virginia quarter, released on October 14, 2005, is the 35th coin in the series, and commemorates the state's admission into the Union in 1863. West Virginia's inclusion in the Union is a unique story in American history. The state was formed during the Civil War when it separated from Confederate Virginia. Its admission as the 35th state on June 20, 1863, was a direct result of the complex political and social dynamics of the war. The residents of the western counties of Virginia were largely opposed to secession and thus chose to remain loyal to the Union. This split ultimately led to the creation of West Virginia. The obverse side showcases the profile of George Washington, the first President of the United States. This portrait was originally designed by John Flanagan and has been a staple on the quarter since 1932. Surrounding Washington's profile are the inscriptions United States of America at the top, Liberty to the left, In God We Trust to the right, the denomination $quarter at the bottom, and the mint mark. The design maintains the integrity of Flanagan's original work, with slight modifications to fit the modern series. The reverse of the West Virginia quarter is where the coin truly shines in celebrating the state's unique identity. Created by John Mercanti, this side features a prominent state landmark and carries significant historical and cultural symbolism. The focal point of the reverse design is the New River Gorge Bridge. This impressive structure is depicted spanning the New River Gorge, highlighting its grandeur and the natural beauty of the surrounding landscape. The bridge is shown in high detail, emphasizing its architectural prowess. The bridge, one of the longest and highest steel arch bridges in the world at that time, symbolizes engineering achievement and progress. The New River Gorge Bridge, depicted on the coin, was completed in 1977 and stands as a testament to modern engineering. At the time of its completion, it was the world's longest single-span steel arch bridge, and it remains one of the most photographed places in West Virginia. It also highlights the natural beauty and rugged terrain of West Virginia, which is a significant aspect of the state's identity. The year 1863 marks West Virginia's admission into the Union, a direct result of its residents' loyalty to the Union during the Civil War, setting it apart from Confederate Virginia. The year 1863 on the coin not only marks West Virginia's statehood, but also serves as a reminder of the state's Civil War roots and its residents' determination to remain part of the Union despite the surrounding conflict. The year 2005 signifies when this particular coin was minted and released as part of the 50 state quarters program. E pluribus unum means out of many one. This traditional motto underscores the unity and diversity of the United States, reflecting how West Virginia's unique story fits into the larger national narrative. The 50 state quarters program, under which the West Virginia quarter was issued, revitalized coin collecting in the United States. It is estimated that nearly half of the U.S. population collected these quarters in some form, either through casual collection or more serious numismatic efforts. Beyond its cultural and educational value, the 50 state quarters program had a significant economic impact. The U.S. Mint reported increased revenue from coin sales and related products, demonstrating the program's broad appeal and success. The design for each state quarter involved an extensive process of public consultation and input from state governors. For West Virginia, multiple design concepts were considered, but the New River Gorge Bridge was ultimately chosen for its powerful representation of the state's natural beauty and engineering achievements. The 2005 West Virginia 1863 $quarter coin is more than just a piece of currency. It is a symbol of state pride and national history. Its design, featuring the majestic New River Gorge Bridge, encapsulates the spirit of West Virginia and serves as a reminder of the state's unique origins during a tumultuous period in American history. As part of the 50 state quarters program, this coin not only honors West Virginia, but also plays a role in educating and inspiring coin collectors and history enthusiasts across the nation. Hi there, I want to share it to you my collection of coins from 2006, the Silver State, 1864, Nevada, $quarter. The 2006 Nevada State Quarter, part of the United States Mint's 50 state quarters program, is a remarkable piece of numismatic history that commemorates Nevada's unique heritage and its entry into the Union in 1864. This coin, which is the 36th release in the series, offers a rich tapestry of historical and cultural significance, making it an intriguing subject for both coin collectors and history enthusiasts. Nevada became a territory in 1861, several years after a Mormon battalion in the Mexican War discovered gold and silver in the area of Virginia City. This discovery would later be referred to as one of the greatest mineral discoveries, famously known as the Comstock Lode. Nevada is home to more than 50% of the nation's wild horses. The wild horses dominate the Great Basin in the vast deserts and the more than 150 mountain ranges. The first mention of wild horses was discovered in several journals dating to the 1820s. The Nevada State Quarter features a beautifully detailed design that encapsulates the essence of the state. The reverse side of the coin, crafted by sculptor-engraver Don Everhart, showcases a trio of wild mustangs galloping freely in the foreground of a rugged mountain range. Above them, a brilliant sun rises, symbolizing hope and the pioneering spirit of the Silver State. Encircling this vibrant scene are sagebrush, Nevada's state flower, and the inscriptions Nevada, 1864, and the Silver State. The depiction of wild mustangs is particularly significant, as these animals are emblematic of Nevada's untamed landscapes and its legacy of freedom and independence. The sagebrush, meanwhile, underscores the state's rich natural environment and its adaptability to the harsh desert climate. The choice of imagery effectively conveys Nevada's diverse beauty and its historical significance. Nevada's nickname, the Silver State, has its roots in the state's mining history. In the mid-19th century, the discovery of the Comstock Lode, the largest silver deposit in the United States, played a crucial role in Nevada's development. This silver boom attracted a rush of prospectors and settlers, significantly boosting the local economy and leading to Nevada's rapid growth and eventual statehood on October 31, 1864. The inclusion of the year 1864 on the quarter is a nod to this pivotal moment when Nevada became the 36th state to join the Union during the Civil War. Its statehood was partly motivated by political strategy, as the Union sought to bolster its resources and political power against the Confederacy. The obverse side of the 2006 Nevada Quarter, like all the quarters in the 50 State Quarters series, features the familiar profile of George Washington. This design is based on the original 1932 portrait by John Flanagan, which was itself modeled after a bust of Washington created by French sculptor Jean-Antoine Houdon. The left-facing profile of the first President of the United States is prominently displayed, symbolizing the nation's enduring legacy and leadership. Surrounding Washington's profile are the inscriptions United States of America at the top, Liberty to the left, In God We Trust to the right, and Quarter Dollar at the bottom. These inscriptions reinforce the coin's national identity and its role as legal tender. Below the inscription, In God We Trust, and to the right of Washington's ponytail is the mint mark, which indicates where the coin was produced. The 2006 Nevada quarters were minted in Philadelphia, P, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S, the latter being part of proof sets. The reverse side of the Nevada State Quarter is where the state's unique identity is prominently displayed. Designed by Don Everhart, this side of the coin captures the essence of Nevada through its detailed and symbolic imagery. 3 wild mustangs are depicted galloping freely across the landscape, symbolizing the freedom and rugged spirit of Nevada. These animals are a significant part of the state's cultural and natural heritage. The backdrop of the design includes a rugged mountain range, emphasizing Nevada's diverse and dramatic topography. A radiant sun rising over the mountains adds a dynamic element to the scene, symbolizing hope, renewal, and the pioneering spirit of the state. Surrounding the central image are sprigs of sagebrush, Nevada's state flower, which underscores the state's unique flora and its ability to thrive in the arid desert environment. The reverse also includes the inscriptions Nevada, 1864, and the Silver State. The year 1864 marks Nevada's entry into the Union, while the Silver State highlights its rich mining history and the pivotal role of silver in its development. The 2006 Nevada, the Silver State 1864 $quarter coin, is a beautifully designed piece that celebrates the state's rich heritage and natural beauty. The obverse side honors the legacy of George Washington, while the reverse side vividly depicts the wild mustangs, mountain ranges, and sagebrush that characterize Nevada. Through its detailed design and symbolic elements, the coin offers a window into the state's history and enduring spirit, making it a fascinating subject for collectors and history enthusiasts alike. According to our reliable source, a state quarter from 2006 in circulated condition is worth around 50 cents. However, on the open market, 2006 D quarters, in pristine, uncirculated condition, sell around $250.
The 1867 Nebraska $quarter coin holds significant historical and cultural value, commemorating Nebraska's journey to becoming the 37th state of the United States. Although the state itself achieved statehood in 1867, the Nebraska quarter was officially released much later as part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. This program honored each state with a unique design reflecting its history, landmarks, and identity. Nebraska's quarter, issued in 2006, is an artistic celebration of its rich heritage and vibrant landscapes. The obverse, front, of the Nebraska quarter features the traditional profile of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. The reverse, back, however, captures the essence of Nebraska's historical and cultural significance. The centerpiece of the design is a covered wagon traveling along the Oregon Trail, a historic route that played a pivotal role in westward expansion during the 19th century. Towering over the wagon is Chimney Rock, an iconic geological formation that served as a landmark for pioneers journeying through the Great Plains. The inscription, Nebraska 1867, marks the state's year of admission to the Union. Chimney Rock is a symbol deeply tied to Nebraska's identity. Rising nearly 300 feet above the valley floor, this natural monument was a beacon of hope and progress for those enduring the arduous trek westward. It reflects the resilience and determination of the settlers who helped shape the American frontier. The selection of the covered wagon and Chimney Rock for Nebraska's quarter honors the critical role the state played in the westward expansion of the United States. During the mid-19th century, Nebraska was a central hub for pioneers traveling the Oregon, California, and Mormon trails. The Platte River, which cuts through Nebraska, was often referred to as the Road to the West, offering a navigable and relatively flat path for settlers seeking new opportunities. When Nebraska was admitted to the Union in 1867, it transitioned from a rugged frontier to a state symbolizing growth and opportunity. The Homestead Act of 1862 had a profound impact on the region, attracting thousands of settlers with the promise of free land in exchange for cultivating it. This period saw the state's agricultural and rural identity take shape, a legacy that endures to this day. Nebraska's quarter was the 37th release in the series and was minted in 1987-2006. The program was immensely popular, with millions of Americans collecting the coins as keepsakes. The design of Nebraska's quarter was chosen through a public selection process. Citizens submitted ideas and voted on designs that best represented the state's heritage. The winning design highlights the importance of Chimney Rock and the pioneers who traveled the Oregon Trail. The covered wagon is a direct nod to the state's role in westward expansion. It serves as a reminder of the challenges and triumphs faced by early settlers and the enduring spirit of adventure that shaped Nebraska's history. The Nebraska quarter is more than just a coin. It is a testament to the state's historical significance and cultural identity. By highlighting Chimney Rock and the Oregon Trail, the coin connects modern Americans to the spirit of exploration and determination that defined the westward movement. It reminds us of the hardships faced by pioneers and the unyielding resolve that led to the settlement of the American frontier. For collectors and history enthusiasts, the Nebraska quarter is a tangible piece of the nation's story. It celebrates a pivotal chapter in U.S. history and honors the contributions of those who forged new paths in pursuit of a better future. Whether admired for its design, historical context, or symbolic value, the Nebraska quarter is a coin that embodies the essence of American heritage. According to the NGC Price Guide, a seated Liberty quarter from 1867 in circulated condition is worth between $750 and $13,500. However, on the open market, 1867 S quarters in pristine, uncirculated condition sell for as much as $130,000. Coins often carry stories far beyond their face value, representing key historical events, cultural milestones, and artistic expressions of their time. The 1876 Colorado quarter dollar, though not an official coin produced by the U.S. Mint, holds a unique place in numismatic history as a commemorative piece reflecting Colorado's rich heritage and its admission as a U.S. state in 1876. The year 1876 marked the centennial of the United States, a monumental occasion celebrated with grandeur across the nation. Colorado's admission as the 38th state on August 1, 1876, coincided with this centennial celebration, earning it the nickname, the Centennial State. The inclusion of Colorado represented a significant step in the expansion of the United States westward, highlighting its growing influence and unity as a nation. The late 19th century was a time of rapid growth for Colorado. The state was rich in natural resources, particularly gold and silver, which spurred the Colorado Gold Rush of 1858 to 59. Mining towns like Leadville and Central City became hubs of economic activity, attracting settlers and fortune seekers. The commemorative coin series honors this pivotal era in Colorado's history, symbolizing its rise from a rugged frontier territory to a vital part of the nation. While the 1876 Colorado quarter dollar is not an official currency issued by the U.S. Mint, it is part of a collectible commemorative series often sought after by numismatists. These coins were typically produced by private mints or coin designers to celebrate historical milestones or regional heritage. The design of the Colorado quarter dollar often features motifs that reflect the state's identity. Prominent imagery includes the Rocky Mountains, symbolizing Colorado's stunning natural landscapes, and mining tools, representing its foundational role in the mining industry. Other coins in the series may depict native wildlife, such as elk or bighorn sheep, paying homage to the state's abundant natural beauty and wildlife. The date, 1876, is prominently displayed to signify the year of Colorado's statehood. In some cases, inscriptions like the Centennial State or Colorado further reinforce its connection to the state's heritage. Colorado's gold rush in the mid-19th century significantly contributed to its path toward statehood. The discovery of gold in Cherry Creek and later silver in Leadville not only brought wealth to the region, but also helped fund infrastructure and settlements. Colorado played a key role in the nation's coinage history with the establishment of the Denver Mint in 1906. Although the 1876 Colorado quarter dollar was not minted here, the Denver Mint became one of the largest producers of coins in the world, further cementing Colorado's legacy in American numismatics. The United States celebrated its 100th anniversary in 1876, with events such as the Centennial Exposition in Philadelphia. Colorado's admission as a state during this year tied its history closely to the larger narrative of American progress and unity. While the 1876 Colorado quarter dollar is not a legal tender coin, its rarity and historical significance make it highly desirable among collectors. Coins with well-preserved designs, especially those produced in limited quantities, can fetch high prices at auctions and coin shows. The production of commemorative coins gained popularity during the late 19th and early 20th centuries, serving as a way to celebrate historical events and regional pride. The Colorado quarter dollar fits into this tradition, representing an important piece of American history. Today, the legacy of the 1876 Colorado quarter dollar lives on in the form of modern commemorative coins, such as the Colorado State Quarter issued by the U.S. Mint in 2006 as part of the 50 State Quarters program. This modern coin features a stunning depiction of the Rocky Mountains and a banner reading, "Colorful Colorado," embodying the spirit of the 1876 commemorative coin while appealing to a new generation of collectors and history enthusiasts. The 1876 Colorado quarter dollar serves as a fascinating reminder of a pivotal time in American history. From its celebration of Colorado's admission to statehood to its representation of the nation's westward expansion and centennial celebrations, the coin is a treasure trove of historical significance. For collectors and history enthusiasts alike, this commemorative piece offers a tangible connection to Colorado's rich heritage and the enduring spirit of the centennial state. According to the NGC Price Guide, a seated Liberty quarter from 1876 in circulated condition is worth between $20 and $325. However, on the open market, 1876 quarters in pristine, uncirculated condition sell for as much as $15,000. Hey everyone, welcome back to Kacoin. Today, we're diving into one of my favorite coins from the 50 State Quarters program, the 2006 North Dakota quarter. This little piece of history is not just a quarter, it's a snapshot of North Dakota's culture, wildlife, and natural beauty. So, let's take a closer look at what makes this coin so special. From 1999 to 2009, the U.S. Mint released a series of quarters honoring each of the 50 states. Each coin features a unique design on the reverse side, celebrating something iconic about that state. The North Dakota quarter was the 39th coin in the series, released on August 28, 2006. And fun fact, North Dakota was the 39th state to join the Union, so the timing couldn't have been more perfect. The reverse side of the quarter is where the magic happens. It features an American bison grazing peacefully in the Badlands with the sun rising in the background. It's a simple yet powerful image that tells a story. The bison is more than just a cool animal. It's a symbol of North Dakota's heritage. Bison once roamed the Great Plains in massive herds, but by the late 1800s, they were nearly hunted to extinction. Thanks to conservation efforts, their numbers have rebounded, and today, they're a proud symbol of resilience and survival. The bison on this coin is actually based on a real bison named Dakota Thunder, who lives at the National Buffalo Museum in Jamestown, North Dakota. How cool is that? The Badlands in the background are another key part of the design. These rugged, rocky landscapes are found in western North Dakota and are part of the Theodore Roosevelt National Park. Fun fact, Theodore Roosevelt, the 26th U.S. president, spent time in North Dakota and was deeply influenced by its natural beauty. The Badlands are a reminder of the state's unique geology and the importance of preserving our natural treasures. And let's not forget the sunrise in the design. It's not just there to look pretty. It symbolizes hope, progress, and the dawn of a new era for North Dakota. Together, the bison, Badlands, and sunrise create a design that's both beautiful and meaningful. The head side of the quarter features the classic portrait of George Washington by John Flanagan, which has been used on the quarter since 1932. It's a familiar sight, but it's always worth appreciating the history behind it. Washington's portrait reminds us of the nation's founding and the values that shaped the United States. It's more than just a piece of currency. It's a tiny work of art that tells a story. It reminds us of North Dakota's rich history, its stunning landscapes, and the resilience of its people and wildlife. Whether you're a coin collector or just someone who loves learning about history, this quarter is a small but meaningful piece of American culture. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed learning about the 2006 North Dakota quarter as much as I did. According to the NGC Price Guide, a seated Liberty quarter from 1889 in circulated condition is worth between $275 and $970. However, on the open market, 1889 quarters in pristine, uncirculated condition sell for as much as $15,000. If you have this coin in your collection, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you're new here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Until next time, keep exploring the fascinating world of coins. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode of Kacoin. The 2006 South Dakota State Quarter, released as part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program, commemorates South Dakota's admission to the Union in 1889. The reverse of the 2006 South Dakota State Quarter prominently features several symbolic elements that represent the state's history and identity. The most striking feature on the coin's reverse is Mount Rushmore, one of South Dakota's most famous landmarks. The sculpture, created by Gutson Borglum, features the faces of 4 U.S. presidents. George Washington, first president, symbolizes the nation's birth. Thomas Jefferson, third president, represents expansion and democracy. Theodore Roosevelt, 26th president, symbolizes development and progress. Abraham Lincoln, 16th president, represents unity and preservation of the Union. Mount Rushmore was chosen for the coin because it is an iconic symbol of American history and attracts millions of visitors each year. Interestingly, this is the first U.S. coin to feature a detailed representation of Mount Rushmore. The ring-necked pheasant, the state bird of South Dakota, is shown flying over Mount Rushmore. The pheasant was introduced to South Dakota in the early 1900s and has since become an important part of the state's wildlife and hunting culture. The bird's inclusion on the coin highlights the state's strong hunting traditions and natural beauty. 2 stalks of wheat frame the design, representing South Dakota's agricultural heritage. The state is a major producer of wheat and other crops, making farming an essential part of its economy and history. The words South Dakota, 1889, appear at the top of the coin, signifying the year South Dakota officially became the 40th state of the United States. First depiction of Mount Rushmore on a U.S. coin. Though Mount Rushmore has appeared on commemorative medals and stamps, the South Dakota quarter was the first circulating coin to feature it. The wounded pheasant error. Some versions of the coin have a noticeable die error where the pheasant appears smudged or incomplete, making these coins valuable to collectors. Agricultural and wildlife significance. The design uniquely combines South Dakota's natural beauty, pheasant, economy, wheat, and national significance, Mount Rushmore, in one compact image. The U.S. Mint produced approximately 510.8 million South Dakota quarters, minted in both Denver and Philadelphia. Notably, a limited number of these coins were minted in a silver variety as part of proof sets, composed of 90% silver and 10% copper. Approximately 1,585,008 silver coins were produced in this series. The average price of a single silver coin ranges from $5 to $10, depending on the grade. The South Dakota quarter was officially launched in a ceremony at the Mount Rushmore National Memorial Amphitheater. The event featured notable figures, including United States Mint Director Edmund C. Moy and South Dakota Governor M. Michael Rounds. The choice of Mount Rushmore as the launch site underscored the coin's design elements and the state's historical significance. The 2006 South Dakota State Quarter serves as a tribute to the state's history, culture, and natural beauty. Its design elements and the unique, wounded pheasant error make it a notable piece for both casual collectors and numismatic enthusiasts. According to the NGC Price Guide, a seated Liberty quarter from 1889 in circulated condition is worth between $275 and $970. However, on the open market, 1889 quarters in pristine, uncirculated condition sell for as much as $15,000.